Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Makenzie and welcome to my writing channel. So, if you guys saw the last video, you will know that I had a really rough time getting back into writing this first draft of my fantasy romance novel. I am really struggling with what to do because I don't fully remember all the details of the first. I finished chapter 9 in that video. I don't remember all the details from basically everything from chapter 1 all the way up until chapter 9 where I started. So what we're gonna do in this video is I'm gonna get a piece of paper, I'm going to get my Kindle, and we are gonna read together everything that I have already written. I did read chapter 9 already, and I skimmed parts of chapter 7 and 8 as well, but I think it would be really helpful to kind of reacquaint myself with the characters and figure out everything that I had written before. I also have a loose outline, I believe, in the folder with this book in it, so I'm going to go back through and read that, see if I have had any ideas, and just kind of see what's going on with that, and then I'm gonna kind of sit and brainstorm. I feel like it's been a while, but I do feel like I need to, because even though I feel like the finishing out of chapter 9 and the beginning of chapter 10 is pretty rough, I don't think it's trash worthy rough. I just think that it is in need of some huge TLC. I also feel like I'm missing a scene in between what I wrote, so I'm gonna have to actually figure out what I want chapter 10 to be, as opposed to what it is now, because I feel like chapter 10 that I have right now should be chapter 11, and I need some more, I don't know. I feel like I need something more, but I don't know what that would be. So I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna read everything that I had, gonna make notes, and we're just gonna kind of see if inspiration strikes. I'm so mad at myself because if you didn't see my first video, my first kind of writing vlog video, if you will, I hadn't written this book in over a year, and it definitely shows, unfortunately. I'm getting tons of ideas for the later books in series that I need to write down, but this first book, which I always knew that the first book was gonna be the hardest to write, but this book is challenging to get back into writing wise, which is very interesting. I'm surprised that I feel that way, but I'm just gonna kind of take a breath from writing. I'm gonna try to write a little bit more tonight, but we'll just kind of see. I do need to really rework the first chapter, because I was trying to figure out what tense I was going to write in, and then what I don't want to call it a POV, but I can't think of the word right now, but if I was gonna write it in first person or third person, so the tenses switched all the time, and the point of view, I guess, switched a lot, so I definitely need to go through and rework that. But yeah, I think that is all that I have to talk to you about right now. So we're gonna get into it. I might record some reactions to what I'm writing, or reading, excuse me. I might record some of those reactions because there was a fire scene that I wrote, that I read in the last video, and it was making me giggle. I'm so happy to be back with these characters because I really like them. It's just, I don't know. I've been struggling. Well, I think I was just struggling with creativity. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will talk to you in my next update. Hi everybody, what's up? I am so sorry. I did everything that I said I was gonna do last night, for the most part actually, and I unfortunately just did not get my reactions on camera. It was not purposeful, it just I was in my parents' house, and then I was reading my drafts before bed too. So what I did was I went through I actually read book 2 and book 3 scenes before I read all of book 1. Because the writing in book 1, I think that the writing in all of the books at the moment is obviously not the priority. It's not the priority, but it's rough. It's not great. It's not great. But I kind of wanted to get more of a feel for where the characters are in those books too, because I want to make sure that there's a gradual change, which I think that there's something that's going to happen during book 1 that is going to really reset the trajectory of the whole series. So, okay. So I did everything but read the outline that I had in my docs, because I thought surely I did not actually write even any beats for act 1, act 2, and act 3. I thought surely I didn't. I did. You guys, I need opinions. I need help. I'm trying, what is when writing. So one of my comp titles is ACOTAR. I don't know how problematic that is to say. I don't know. One of my comp titles is ACOTAR though. And there's a specific way that I want to market my books, but I also that's kind of a spoiler actually. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet, but one of my comp titles is ACOTAR. There's a certain yeah. Anyways, I'm getting, sorry, focus on the task at hand. Sorry. Okay, so the problem is okay, what I'm running into is when I read the outline that I wrote, I think a lot of things are like completely different. I mean, the book starts out in a completely different way, and like, yeah, the book starts out in a completely different way, and there are like different things that are happening. I mean, I don't want to say this because I don't think it's like 100% true, but like for the most part, I'm pretty sure that mostly everything has been done in the writing sphere. I mean, we have so many writers, we have so many authors and writers that are writing things all the time. We have so many movies that have come out. We have like everything. So I don't think that I think that there are unique takes on like things that we've seen before, right? And so that's what I'm trying to decide. And maybe if I write it and I realize that no, this is a little bit too similar. Sorry, give me one sec. I'm sure you guys can hear the Mickey Mouse in the background. My kid isn't even watching it. She's literally in the kitchen eating ice from the ice maker. All right, now maybe I can think a little bit better. Sorry, the lighting seems really weird. I have an ethereal glow from my window over there, but okay, let's just get straight to the point. I'm like skirting around it because I don't want to say it, but like I am worried reading my outline. There are a couple things that happen in this first book that are very reminiscent of ACOTAR, and maybe I'll just like the calamari scene. I don't actually think that's what it's called, but it's the only thing I can think of. So we're gonna call it the calamari scene in ACOTAR. If you've read ACOTAR, you know what I'm talking about. I want to have a similar scene, a similar like premise to the scene. Like there's gonna be more to it, but it's like kind of similar in a sense that like, I mean, it's a night dedicated to having sex again. A wild thing for me to say, so sorry, but I'm struggling because things are going to be a lot different than they were in the ACOTAR scene. But what I'm worried about is that people are going to read it and be like, this is a carbon copy of what happened, even though it's not going to be at all. It's not going to be at all, but it's just, I do worry that it's going to be like a little bit too similar, and I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to write the scene and then read the ACOTAR scene and kind of see how similar it is, because I don't want to be accused of like plagiarism, which I don't think that my book is like really similar, because I'm actually doing a reread right now with my friend Courtney, and so far I don't think that it's similar really at all. At all. There's no like Beauty and the Beast references. There's none of that. So I don't think that I have much to worry about. It's just that one particular scene that I think is going to be a little bit too on the nose. So I guess we're going to see, because I think it'll be fun. Obviously, I'm not going to call it the calamari. Obviously. Hey, what are you yelling at? That's my 1.5-year-old. You probably don't even know about her in this channel. I don't think you actually know about her, but or if I do the get to know me video first, which I wanted to film today, but I feel like crap, so that might be a Thursday Makenzie project. But I have a 1.5-year-old Oakley, and she is the light of my life. I love her so much. She's also the bane of my existence. If you're a mom, or maybe even married, I think you would understand what I'm talking about. But anywho, I am impressed with my outline, because I think that I kind of mentioned this in like the last video that I made. I'm more of a pantser, not an outliner. I've just never been able to stick to outlines, but I actually think that the bare bones of this outline is going to be perfect. And I haven't said this anywhere on this channel, I don't think, but I was pretty certain on what was going to happen in between like 1 and 60%. You know what I mean? But I wasn't sure what was going to happen like the last, I would say 25 to 40% of the book. I wasn't really sure where we were going to go or how we were going to get to where we were going to get to, because there's a lot of things that happen that have to happen to like change the trajectory of like the book series. So I was trying to like decide what am I going to do, because obviously like maybe what I should say is I like know like the last like 5 to 10% of the book and the first like 1 to 50% of the book, but it's like that middle part that I didn't know. And now I think I'm going to actually like take what I wrote in my Act 3 and I'm actually gonna like put it into practice, which is interesting. The problem, I don't know, I'm not gonna say how do I talk about my own book without spoiling it? I don't know. The thing that I'm worried about though, oh no, actually I don't need to be worried about that. Never mind. I don't need to be worried about that because that's in a completely different beat of the book. So never mind. I'm just being really silly. I'm just overthinking it to the max. I just don't want people to like, even though we're like book 1 and book 2 are gonna end like differently, I guess. I don't want people to feel like we're back at square one at the beginning of book 3. That's not my intentions or whatever, but I do feel like I worry that there's gonna be like a slight chance of that. I'm gonna like try to avoid that as much as possible, but we'll kind of see. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I realized while like rereading the first book, that there needs to be a scene. There was like a scene alluded to, like where I kind of started, like, okay, a little bit before where I started in the book yesterday, there's like a scene alluded to and then we never see it. So what I'm thinking is there's going to be a couple more scenes in there that I kind of had the idea for because of part 3 of the book, the one thing I wrote for the outline in part 3. I'm also going to move a couple things around because while I think that they're going to definitely like be feelings like evolving and stuff, I think that I was kind of like wanting to rush the relationship a little bit more than it needs to be rushed in the first book. So we're going to kind of slow the pace down on that as well. But yeah, anyway, that is, I think, all I have to talk to you all about right now. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to try to brainstorm the idea for the scenes because what's going to be really normal for like our main character, or like the male main character, I guess, is not normal for the female main character. So I think I'm going to have to figure out how I want to describe the scenes, because the scene that I'm going to write, there's something that's very jarring in it, to say the least. So I don't want him to react, but I need to remember to make sure that like when she eventually sees the thing that like whatever, that she's jarred and she's like she's jarred. I also like, I know it's because it's like the bare bones, but in books 2 and 3, I feel like some of the dialogue is just like, I don't know. I felt like some of it felt juvenile, which obviously that is like really not my problem right now. I will figure out the writing as we go. And obviously like I have bare bone scenes, so of course it's gonna feel a little bit like lackluster. So I don't know, we're gonna see, gonna figure it out. And as always, if I continue to think of scenes in later books, I'm just gonna write them. I'm gonna go now. Bye. I do not remember the last time I talked to you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I can't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday, but it is now Thursday. Okay, so I've been like, it's not that big of a deal. I'll get through it, but I've been dreading making this update because I have not written like hardly a single word since the last time I spoke to you guys. I can't remember everything that I said, but I'll kind of, did I tell you guys that I had like 3 scenes that I wanted to write? I think I did. So with the 3 scenes that I was gonna write, I realized that, so one of them was gonna be the FMC seeing the MMC for the first time. But when you read the book, you'll kind of figure it out. But she's not in the best mental state when she meets. So I decided against that. I decided that maybe we could kind of get her first like view of him like after that, like when she's kind of calmed down. I don't know. But I figured that would be for the best. Now, the 2 other scenes that I'm writing, or that I need to write, is just in one chapter, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. But I cannot get the words coming at all. Like, I sat and stared at the words and like the words on the page that I had written, and I sat and stared at the blank page under it, and I was like, it's not coming to me. It's not coming. So I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of also in an altered mental state. No, I've been a little bit depressy the past week and a half. Week. It's probably been about a week. So I had a really good day yesterday, and I had to work yesterday, so that's like shocking to say the least. But I think my goal now is to just try to write something. I would like to finish this draft by the end of the year, or at least like, I don't know, get 75% of the way done. I don't care how much I write, but I would like to write like a significant amount of the draft, and we'll just kind of see where it takes us. We're just gonna see. I'm really worried. I don't know. I'm excited. I just need to remind myself how excited I am to write the book. I keep getting scenes. Unfortunately, I keep getting scenes for like books 2 and books 3. Unfortunately, I'm not getting like any new inspiration for book 1, but I'm getting inspiration for book 2 and book 3. So that kind of sucks. I wish that there's more inspiration that was popping up for book 1, but I think that it'll come. I think, did I tell you guys I read the outline, and that is what immediately spurred the idea of the scene that I needed to write. So thank you to the outline for that. I was a real one for that one. I'm really glad that I did that. So there definitely needs to be like more importance on the thing that I was going to reveal at the end. I don't know why it wasn't a thought that I needed to like have it happen like multiple times throughout the book, because I feel like it's important. So I'm excited about that. I'm also excited because obviously like the MMC is going to be like used to different things in his world, because it's like, it's a fae romance. It's a fae fantasy romance, and obviously there are things in the fae world that our FMC has never seen before, so I think she's going to be slightly horrified by them, where it's just like a normal Tuesday for the male main character. So I'm excited to like write the scenes. I don't know, I'm excited to write the same thing from different perspectives a little bit. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, sorry, my brain is at like 25% capacity right now. I won't get too into it here, but like I have a 1.5-year-old. I'm sure that I've told you guys that, but she has not been sleeping the past 2 nights, and it is killing my vibe a little bit. Like, I don't know, killing my vibe a little bit, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. We're gonna get through it. So I'm gonna go. I'm working on some other projects this morning, but I'm hopeful that I can get back into the swing of writing a little bit later today. I mean, I don't even think it's 9 o'clock in the morning right now, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. With that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully I can get some typing footage. I feel like that'd be really satisfying. I have like this really pretty pink keyboard, but I don't know where like the, so that I can use it with my computer. It's also missing a couple keys, and I think there are a couple keys that are in the wrong place because my 1.5-year-old pulled the keys off of the keyboard. So I don't know, we'll see. I was thinking about buying a new one, but I feel like I need to at least post like, I don't know. I feel like maybe when I hit halfway through the book, I can consider it, but we'll see. So I will talk to you guys later. I don't know if that was a threat or a promise. We will see. Besties. What's up? I do not remember the last time I talked to you. I feel like the last time I maybe talked to you was talking about how I needed to add a few scenes. I was like brainstorming a few scenes. I wasn't sure what I was gonna put in and what I wasn't. And that was all thanks to obviously the I'm trying to think of the word, the outline. That was all thanks to the outline that I got at least the idea for one scene. And then obviously, well, not obviously because you haven't read it, but like there was something that was alluded to that was going to happen and it never ended up happening. So I decided to go in and write the scene, the original scene that I thought of. The second scene, I also wrote. I mean, it wasn't like a big scene by any means. It was honestly just a couple of lines, but there was still some of that. And then the third scene that I was planning on writing, it was the female main character seeing the male character for the first time. However, I felt like in her state, her mental state that she was in, the first time that she met him, I felt like it wouldn't be like good. I don't know, not good, but it wouldn't be like a good representation of her actual first impressions of him because she's just not in the right mental state. So I scrapped the third scene idea, but now we are working on chapter 12. So I finished chapter 11. We'll just kind of see how it continues to go. I feel like this really sucks, this draft does, but it can only go up from here, right? Like I have to at least get words on paper and then we can kind of reassess and readjust things as I go. It sucks because I know for a fact, right, that I have the very, very bare bones of like good scenes, but I'm not fully there. Tonight, I might attempt to do a little bit of brainstorming. We have to babysit my nephews tonight, which I'm excited about. So we're gonna do that. I don't know how to. Anyway, I'm gonna take my notebook, probably some loose leaf pieces of paper, some pens, stuff like that, and I'm just gonna see what I can come up with because at this point, this scene, okay, I'm worried that I'm gonna be writing like the same book or like the same scenes in the first book and the second book, but there is a reason for that. Especially like right now, there's a really big reason for this first scene that I wasn't even gonna put in here, but I felt like was important because of the situation that's happening. I am very conflicted on I don't know, how do I want to say this without like spoiling what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking this first book is about a month and a half long, which typically I feel like I don't really have like time frames, but there is a big thing that's going to happen. I don't know, actually that's probably more towards like the middle of the book, but I don't know, I need to sit down and figure that stuff out. Sorry, I don't really have anything that like of importance to say. I don't really know what I want to say. I will say, I'm like mildly happy with most of the stuff. We're already at chapter 12. I'm assuming based off of how like it's not slow moving necessarily, like a lot has happened throughout the book so far, but I don't know, we'll see how many chapters I have. I'm guessing there's gonna be around 35 or 40, but we'll just kind of see. I'm hoping that by like chapter 15 one of the big like turning points in the book can happen. I don't know, but I definitely need to sit down and brainstorm some stuff. Hey, what's in the bedroom? Go find it. Go find what's in the bedroom. It's in the bedroom. Go get it. It's in the bedroom. Go get it. It's in the bedroom. Go get it. Hurry, go get it. Yeah, she has been a nightmare all day. So I'm sorry if you can hear her whining in the background. That has just literally been my day all day, which is fine. That's why I'm gonna go hang out with 3 more toddlers tonight. Well, actually 2 more toddlers and then I don't know, is a 5-6-year-old a toddler? I don't really, a child. That's gonna be entertaining. But yeah, I'm gonna sit down. I feel like there's maybe like some exposition that I'm missing. I mean, there definitely is. My goal for this draft is probably about 50,000-60,000 words. So I mean, we're getting there. The reason it's so low, by the way, is because there's a lot of exposition missing and I'm not very good at that, at least in the first draft. And I think that as I get into the second draft, I'll be a lot better at it. There's also just a lot of things that are gonna need to be moved around, I have a feeling, so we'll just kind of figure that out. But I don't know what's going to happen for the next few chapters. I know that we're going to be prepping for something pretty big and then other things need to start happening, but I guess we'll see. Or maybe the big thing that needs to happen in this book that I'm like already setting up for in these chapters, maybe that does need to happen like at like this 50% mark, which means there's like 12,000 more words I need to write before we get to the halfway of this first draft. Where is it? You didn't find it. We'll find it. It's in the bedroom. But I think I'm going to end this video here. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to run this vlog until 13,000 words. So now... Okay. Hi cuties, what's up? Okay, I don't remember what I was talking to you about yesterday. Hopefully I can cut and make some of that footage usable, but what I was trying to say, I believe, in a more concise manner was, there were a lot of scenes that I wanted to put in the book. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. This is probably your first time with me. The square is to block my child's face. I don't want her on social media. That is just something that I have decided. And my husband obviously had to say in it as well. Oh, thank you. Oh, she just probably doxed me too. There. It's fine. It's fine. So, excuse me. What I was trying to say yesterday that I don't think I was getting across exceptionally well was that there were 3 scenes that I had kind of gotten inspiration for, if you will. One of the scenes was something that I kind of alluded to in the previous chapter, if you will. So I decided to do something with that. That wasn't a full scene like I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. The second scene was something that was directly correlated to what I kind of talked about in the, oh my gosh, what is it called? The outline. It was a direct idea from the outline, which I don't ever outline my books. I don't ever outline anything that I'm writing. So I'm glad that I did, because I think that my concern for it being really similar to a really popular series with this addition that I forgot that I had put in there, I feel like it'll be a little bit better as far as that goes. I don't think it'll be as similar now because there are different things that are going to happen. Thankfully, I'm so glad that I did that outline, even if it's just a basic outline that I don't follow. I'm glad that I did that. Last night I did brainstorm, so that's good. I think I talked about doing a brainstorming video. I might continue on with that because I'm kind of outlining the next few chapters. Oh shit. Trying to decide where things are going to go, what I'm going to do in the next few chapters, because that is kind of where I struggle with knowing what's going to happen in next chapters. So we're going to do that. I'm going to practice outlining just chapters in general. I feel like I don't need to outline the whole book, but maybe if I sat down and kind of... Oh, sorry. Did you want to get down? I don't know what she wants. You want to get down? No. What do you want, huh? What do you want, huh? But I feel like if I practice outlining at least chapters, I don't need to outline the whole book. But if I sit down and outline the next 5 chapters, I feel like I will get a much better understanding, or feel like more ideas will come to me that way. I can't hold you like that, dude. I will say, I'm not overly thrilled with the quality of writing that I have so far throughout this draft. I think that there are a lot of really good scenes, and a lot of I would say about 50% of it has good writing, and 50% of it has really not great writing. I would say below average writing, to be honest. So that's definitely gonna be an interesting feat to figure out how to do. I don't know. I just need to find my writing style for this book again, and keep practicing, obviously. I don't know. I feel like even though I've been writing other things and practice, stuff like that this year. Go get your bear. Go play with your bear. Oh, thank you. Where's your baby? Where's your baby? Mwah. Where's your baby? Go get your baby. She's crying. Do you hear her crying? Wee, 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 wee. Okay, hopefully that'll distract her a little bit. I have a feeling today's going to be a rough day. I don't want to speak it into existence, but I have a feeling. So, sorry. I think that, though, sitting down and, outlining at least what's going to happen in the chapter will help me with my writing just slightly, because I think that if I'm writing and trying to figure out what I'm going to write, I don't know how to explain it, but maybe the writing will come a little bit more naturally if I have a game plan going into it. The other thing I need to remember is this is I call it draft 0.5 because I would like to think that I'm going to use some of what's in here and not trash the whole thing, because a lot of people will write the first draft of a book and realize it's not great and just keep the basic outline ideas but scratch the whole thing. That is not what I'm planning on doing with this book. But oh, thank you. There's a baby. Oh, she wants you. Oh, rock the baby. So hopefully that'll help a little bit, and I just need to be patient with myself. No author, well, I would say most authors do not write their book in one go and never edit it and never look at it. So we're gonna keep going. I hit a little over 13,000 words, which I'm really happy with. I think that is a great start. I think, as I was saying yesterday, my goal is to be in between, I said 50,000 words, but I'm gonna say 50 to 65,000 words for this draft. So I am slowly but surely getting there, which is great. Oh, this is just not the most ideal situation, is it? Oh, there's your bear. I think she's still tired, to be honest. So yeah, I'm excited to see where this continues to go. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know why I feel so awkward. Usually I'm not this awkward on camera, I feel like, but for some reason, this new channel is just making me feel nervous, even though there's no good reason for that. So, thank you all so much for watching the video. Sorry if my face is completely blocked out right now. I apologize. That was not intentional, but you know, if my baby wants me to hold her, there's only so long that I can hold her for. So, I'm gonna keep holding her. But thank you all so much for watching. In the next video, I think we are going to attempt to hit 20,000 words. In the draft, so that's 7,000 more words, which I'm really scared about, but I busted out 2,000 words yesterday. I can bust out 7,000 in the next vlog. So thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like it on your way out. If you want to see me again, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, you can hit the notification bell. I am assuming I also have an Instagram, so I will leave my Instagram down below. You will get real-time writing updates as I go. And with all that being said, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye, everyone.